Ooh, there we are. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, wherever you are, and welcome to Dreamy Dreamland with Sunsail Bob. That's me. I don't believe a word I say. Everything on this channel has nothing to do with reality. It is just a dream, a dream, a dream. World War III. Oops. So here we are. Israel is doing whatever it's doing in the Strip, and all around its neighbors. And in the 14th century, Islam basically controlled everything from all the way over there up to basically southern Russia, all of Africa, India, Middle East, Spain, you know, up to the Byzantine Empire, right? And that's kind of when they started having a Christian Muslim tiff, right? And it's because Islam was well organized socially, economically, and militarily, and spiritually. And Christianity, from as the Vatican Holy Roman Empire, which was just a rebranding of the Roman Empire, which had been the imperial force for 900 years, that captured everything that Alexandria and Alexander had captured as Greek. And so I have been basically, last few days snowed in. A friend of mine came and got me. It's supposed to get down to minus 20 degrees tonight up here in the mountains of the deep green.
JR?
No, he's not back.
Okay, he's not back.
So I'm sitting by the fire. And, in the man cave, it's not so bad. It's like the size of a shoebox. And when it's 2 degrees outside, it's about 38 degrees in the man cave with an electric heater. But with the old electric blanket wrapped around, it can be comfortable. Anyway, I had about 3 days of not being able to get out, not being able to do anything. I had food. We're starting to dwindle on water. The water had froze up. But it'll get warm next week, right? And everything will thaw out and I'll go back. Then I'll be fine. So I'm way out in the middle of nowhere. I'm about 200 miles east of Oak Ridge. And, I could play a bunch of stuff on the YouTube, Scott Ritter. Everyone has an opinion, right? What it is, I would behoove you to pray on this. Like today, my friend got me. So we were, I'm in the deep woods. So we had to walk out a mile and a half to where his car was by the side of the road. And then we had to drive on the icy, only highway in my county, my corner of the county. And so, they don't really, someone's coming. They don't really sand it or plow it. So it was, a large county road, the only one, and they really had to, and it's very hilly, up and down and up and down. And so the whole time, the whole 10 miles from my door to his, I was saying, praise Jesus, praise Jesus, praise Jesus. And there were 3 accidents right in front of us. One guy, so this thing goes around a lake and up and down. So we were coming up to one real sharp turn, and we were about a tenth of a mile to going into the curve, and a truck came flying down the hill and trying to make that turn, and it couldn't. And luckily, it kind of went sideways and crashed into the guardrail, and then bounced off that and smashed into the mountain rocks on the other side, and it passed right by us. If we were 20 seconds sooner, that truck would have smashed right into us. And then I was really saying, praise Jesus, praise Jesus, praise Jesus. So we were going up this other hill, very steep. This guy's a total you know, been here his whole life, so he knows how to drive. He's got a good vehicle. So he is going up the hill, and we get behind this guy who's going really slow. And so when you're driving through icy snow, you have to go to a certain, and you're going up and down hills. Because if you go slow and try to go up that hill, then your wheels are just going to start spinning. Anyway, so he kind of was doing that, and we were coming down this other hill, and his wheels are spinning, and he's going backwards, going up a hill. And my friend just went into the other lane, and this guy just kind of went and went right off. Right? And he just kind of went up and got over the hill and down and up and then again. And these are, and we saw 3 other cars off the side and a big tractor trailer. The guy was nuts to try and go up and down this road. But we made it back, and the whole time I must have said, "Praise Jesus, praise Jesus, praise Jesus," well, at least 1,000 times in 10 miles. And so you should try that sometime, right? Talk to God. I do it. So I was kind of basically stuck in my deep green because I have patience. I'm not gonna. Where I am, I'm off a Forest Service road, and 3 of the morons tried to get out of there, and each of them ended up in the woods, meaning the vehicle I have ain't mine, so I'm not going to, put it under any stress. And so I got enough food, enough water, enough everything. I can sit here, and I wrote a tenth of a novel. Right? I'm on my 6th. I have 18 novels on mine, and I am on my 6th. Right? And I've written kind of the rough. The first 5 I've written complete. They need to be edited by somebody else. And I would love it to be Stephen King and Joseph P. Farrell. Joseph P. Farrell, I would love to have my the director general, and I'd love to have Stephen as the editor-in-chief. If they took my story and put their take on it, it would be something extraordinary. It already is extraordinary, but as a publishing friend of mine who read one of these, so this is great now. I mean, you have a depth of knowledge of history and literature that's pretty freaking amazing. Yet it's like reading James Joyce on acid. It's like a very limited audience. That's why I need Stephen King and Joseph P. Farrell. Well, anyway, I'm happy to be here, right? There's one person, one mic. So the last 4 shows I had before this snow, because I got 10 inches in my hollow. Before my friend had got me, it snowed another 2. And we just barely, praise Jesus, got out of there. And so I'm in a warm place, and they have gas heat, so even if the electricity goes out, this place will stay warm. Whereas in my man cave, electricity goes out, I'd be an icicle, right? So anyway, and one of the houses nearby me, I told the guy about 5 years ago, you should cut some of these big trees that are around, but they look so nice. And go right on his house. There he is, the man himself, the man, the myth, the man, the myth. Yeah. Is it all good? How is it out there? Cold. Colder than when we were?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. We'll sit by the warm fire. Your mom okay?
Oh, buddy.
Well, come on. Who isn't? You tell me one person who isn't a little nutty. Just look at me. He calls me a free bird. Anyway. So, anybody got anything to say? This is a live chat. You guys are supposed to be chatting, When I went to prep school with the richest people on earth. I mean, people who, everyone knows about Elon Musk and, Facebook boy and micro penis guy, and they're all guys too. But the smart ones, like, the girl who basically, she had worked at Lockheed for a good 20 years, and then she basically made SpaceX, and Elon was the poster boy, right? But she basically took a bunch of Lockheed technology, like the Dragon that lands itself. Lockheed did that in the '90s, right? She was head of that project, right? It's like the girl who was the managing director of Facebook. She was big time, big time at the IEEE. She was a good buddy of my sweetie Kristen B, who that little lamp that is the logo of Pixar. That was her PhD thesis. She was the first human being who wrote, because back in the day of the good old boys of computer graphics, they had to write an algorithm for each frame. She was the first person who did a continuous, one algorithm that could do a whole movie, that could render a thing in 3 dimensions. Right? So my buddy here, he keeps calling me Forrest Gump, and I said, no, I'm the feather. In the beginning of the movie, that feather that comes into the frame. And then at the end of the movie, when Forrest and his son Forrest are sitting by the side of the road after the kid gets off the bus, and he's just sitting there quiet, and the feather comes into the frame. And then when it goes out, it's the end of the movie. So that's where I'm probably going to be here for a few days. So I have the internet, so I'll probably be able to do this, a few times a day when I'm here. So I'm going to try and do one, later this afternoon, maybe one tonight, maybe one late in the morning. Who knows? So, but I'm going to come on. So, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, hit that little bell. So when I do go on, you guys can be brought aware, because the majority of you who watch this watch it, on after, not live. You don't watch it live. So anyway, if you are right with Jesus and God, it doesn't matter what happens on this planet. This is an illusion anyway. So if you are not always concerned about yourself, but you are concerned about everyone around you, that's when you will A, get a life, and B, not have to worry about end times, There's ain't coming time anytime. There's been wars, and each war is the worst, If we only, like, nuclear weapons are not on the budget of the Defense Department. It's on the Energy Department, right? So every year we spend about $160 billion. The Energy Department does on nuclear weapons, right? And designing new ones and re-sugaring the fissile material, and 160 billion. What is 160 billion, right? So it just takes care of, about 1,800 to 6,000 nuclear weapons, and then the Air Force worries about how to get them there, right? That's 160 billion just for the nuclear weapons. That's being paid for under the energy budget, right? Not the Defense Department budget, right? 160 billion. Well, $20 billion would take care of all the homeless people in America, period. Another $20 billion would give everyone a free college education in America. Another $30 billion would give everyone in America free health care. So that's 20, 20, and 30. So that's 70 billion out of 160 billion. That's leaving 90 billion more to take care of the roads and the trains and the infrastructure and everything else that would make our country better. And that's only 160 billion. And this whole thing about Social Security, no, you pay into the security. That's like a savings account. It's not like it's on the budget of the Treasury. But anyway, start reading some books. Start thinking about something other than yourself. Start talking to Jesus, praying to God, you know, and not like it's let's make a deal. It's like, God, I'm your servant. I'm your slave. What do you want me to do? Right? So do that. Okay? I'll talk to you later. Doo, doo, doo.